Students, in this video we will discuss about the leaf. Leaf, it is one of the part of a plant. It is green in color, flat expanded structure produced on the stem at the nodes. So the leaves are produced at the nodes of the stem. It is the lateral outgrowth of the stem. It is the outgrowth of the stem. Plants produce four types of leaves, namely there are four types of leaves. First one, foliose leaves, scale leaves, cotyledonary leaves, floral leaves. First type, foliage leaves. These are green leaves, they develop on the stem. So these are in green color and it develops on the stem and are dorsoventrally flattened. Dorsoventrally flattened means here the both dorsal side and ventral side the leaf are flattened structure. Foliage leaves are known as green factories. So these leaves are called green factories as they manufacture food materials for the plants. Why it is called green factory means they manufacture food materials for the plants. Next, scale leaves. Scale leaves are dry and papery. Paper means thin and dry like paper. They are found especially on the underground stem. So these leaves are found mainly underground stem. In plants like onion, scale leaves become fleshy and store food materials. In the case of onion, the scale leaves become fleshy. Fleshy means smooth and store food materials. Next, cotyledonary leaves. These cotyledonary leaves of the seed in dicots after germination. So, in dicots, the seeds after germination, the leaves come out of the soil. It will turn green and carries on photosynthesis. The leaves carry photosynthesis means it manufactures food materials for the plant, just like foliage leaves called tamarind, beans, etc. Floral leaves. The various parts of the flowers like sepals, petals, etc. are floral leaves. So the parts of a flower like sepals, petals, these comes under floral leaves. Functions of leaves. Leaves perform the following main functions. It performs main functions like first one, photosynthesis. The green leaves manufacture food materials in the presence of chlorophyll, sunlight and carbon dioxide and water. So the leaves manufacture food materials in the presence of a chlorophyll pigment and sunlight, carbon dioxide and water. Next, respiration. The food materials is oxidized in the living cells and energy is liberated. So the respirations take place, food materials is oxidized in the living cell and energy is liberated. Next, transpiration. The leaves and aerial parts of plants lose water in the form of water vapors through stomata. So, through stomata, the water vapors comes out. Stomata is helpful for exchange of gases and it is made up of two subsidiary cells and two guard cells. It is helpful to exchange of gases. Next, conduction. The transpiration process is of great importance of the plant. So, the transpiration, it is a great importance to the plant. Produce suction pressure which pulls water column up to apex of the tree. Suction pressure means water evaporate through leaves or any part of the plant exposed to air, then it will create a negative pressure called a suction pressure. It will pull water to the apex of the tree. So it is called conduction. Storage. Some leaves become fleshy and store food materials in them. So some roots it will become a fleshy. Leaves become fleshy and it will store food materials in them. Example, onion and agave, etc. Next, vegetative reproduction. The leaves of bryophyllum and begonia, etc. produce new plants vegetatively. So, vegetative reproduction means if any part of the plant cuts, then the part will grow a new plant. The leaves of bryophyllum and begonia, etc. it will produce a vegetative propagation. The leaves of some plants are variously modified to do special functions. So the leaves of some plants are also modified to do special functions. Next, structure of a leaf. A typical dicot leaf, it consists of petiole and leaf blade. Leaf blade means it is a broad portion of a leaf. The petiole is the stalk of the leaf. The leaf with petiole is known as petiolate. So the leaf with petiole is known as a petiolate. Example, hibiscus and mango. The leaf without petiole known as a sessile. Example, calotropis poppy. The petiole is attached to the node of the stem. So the petiole it is attached to the node of stem and petiole bears the leaf blade. Petiole it will bear a leaf blade or a leaf lamina. Above in the axial of the leaf there is an axillary bud. So in the axial of the leaf there is an axillary bud. It is a leaf, staple, leaf blade and petiole. In monocot leaf, the petiole is absent. In monocot leaf, the petiole is absent. and base of the leaf blade forms a loose sheath at a node and it is known as a sheathing leaf blade. So at the base of a leaf blade it will form a loose sheath at nodes known as a sheathing leaf blades. At the junction between the sheathing leaf blades and the leaf blade, there is a small membranous growth known as a ligule. So, at the junction between sheathing leaf blade, base and leaf blade, there is a small membranous growth called ligule. Ligule means narrow star-shaped plant. In some plants, the base of the petiole is swollen and flexible. At the base of a petiole, some of plants is swollen, enlarged and flexible. The swollen base known as pavonous and the leaves with the pavines are said to be pavinate. Example Pongamia, erythrina, etc. Pavonous means enlarged section of at a base of a leaf. Next is stepals. Stepals means leaf-like appendage borne in pairs at a base of a leaf. These are borne in a base of a leaf like in pairs. In dicot leaves at the base of petiole there are two small leaf-like structures known as stepals. So at the base of petiole there are two small leaf-like structures known as stepals. Leaves with stepals called stipulate leaves. Leaves without stepals called ex-stipulate leaves. Stepals are of different types. First one, free lateral stepals, adnate stepals, interpetiolar stepals, intrapetiolar stepals, auriculate stepals, herbaceous stepals, sheathing stepals. First one, free lateral stepals. In this type, there are two stepals one on either side at the base of petiole. At the base of petiole, at each side there are one stepals. Example, hibiscus. Adnate stepals. In this type, the two stepals are fused with the lower part of rachis of the leaves. So, here the two stepals are contract with the lower part of rachis of the leaves. Example, Rosa indica. Here, first one hibiscus, free lateral stepals. Either one side of a side, the stepals are present. It is adnate stepal. Here, the two stepals are fused. Example, Rosa indica. Interpetiolar and petiolar stepals. Stepals of the opposite leaves are fused together in pairs. Here opposite leaves of stepals are fused together in pairs. So that each node there are only two stepals. One on either side of the node between the petioles of opposite leaves. So each side of a node between the petiole of opposite leaves, the stepals are fused together. Example, Ixora, Aldenladia, etc. See, opposite leaves of stepals are fused together. Example, Ixora. Next, intrapetiolar stepals. The stepals of the opposite leaves are fused. So here also opposite leaves of stepals are fused, and the stepals are axillary in the axis of two opposite leaves at each node. Here axillary means corresponding. Corresponding in the axis of a opposite leaves at each node, the stepals are fused. Example, gardenia. Here the axis of opposite leaves, the stepal are present. Interpetiolar stepal. Example, gardenia. Here inter means within, intra means between. Auriculata stepal. The stepals are earlobe like at the base of the leaves around the node. Earlobe means soft rounded flesh part hanging from a layer of margin of a ear. So the stepals are also hanging at the base of a leaves around the node. Example, Cassia auriculata. It is an auriculata stepal in Cassia auriculata. Earlobe like structure. It is hanging at the base of leaves. Next, acacious stepals. The stepals of each leaf fuse to form a sheath around the stem. So the stepals of each leaf it will fuse to form a sheath around a stem. Example, Polygonum. It is an acacious stepal. Example, Polygonum. Next, sheathing stepals. The four stepals belonging to the pair of opposite leaves. So each leaf have two stepals. The four stepals belong to the pair of opposite leaves. It will unite to form a thin membranous ring-like structure. So these stepals are united to form a thin membranous ring-like structure around the stem. Example, Hydrophyllax. See here, the four stepals belonging to a pair of opposite leaves united to form a sheathing stepal. Example, Hydrophyllax. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe.